Hey everyone, Spooky Jedi here with a new Star Wars Battlefront 2 guide. Today we'll be looking at General of the Republic and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker. Anakin is available in-game to purchase for a total of 35,000 credits. Anakin is a saber user who excels in close quarter combat and AoE damage abilities. As it stands, Anakin is probably the strongest hero in Battlefront 2. Not only do his regular attacks do ridiculous amounts of damage, but Anakin is also the first hero to feature 4 different abilities. Let's get acquainted with his abilities, and then follow up with ways to chain them for max efficiency. Anakin's first ability is called Passionate Strike. Anakin unleashes a heavy strike, breaking his opponent's guard and dealing high damage. Passionate Strike is a great move to use against other saber users, as it breaks their block and also knocks them down, allowing you to follow with more strikes and make quick work of them. I try not to use it unless the other person is blocking, as it's the easiest way to expose them. Keep in mind that it also has a small lock-on. It requires Anakin to be very close to the target to activate. Anakin's second ability is called Pull Dominance. Anakin pulls enemies in front of him to a center point, leaving them open for attacks. Pull Dominance is a very simple ability that when used correctly can turn the tide of a fight. Anakin will pull anyone caught in the cone in front of him towards the center, including enemies above and below him, making it useful against Boba Fett players and camping phasmas. This leaves the enemy exposed for a bit, allowing you to follow up with strikes or other abilities that we'll go over in a second. I also tend to use this to pull enemies off my friendly targets. Anakin's third ability is called Heroic Might. Anakin is more resistant to attacks while holding the ability. When released, he pushes enemies away from him, the range and strength of his attack being multiplied by the damage he would typically be susceptible to. When Anakin uses this ability, he will stop moving and channel all his energy into a blast, much like Luke's Repulse. The only difference here is that Anakin will receive 90% less damage, and any damage received will make the blast go further and stronger with up to 1000 damage. Meaning that if attacked enough, Anakin could one-shot anyone caught inside the circle around him, making this a very useful ability when fighting large groups, as it can take out full teams if Anakin is attacked repeatedly. As an alternative, you can press and release quickly for a small knockdown. This would mean that damage done won't be high, but can be useful to chain other abilities and strikes. Like most other abilities, this one can also be blocked by lightsaber heroes, so keep that in mind. Anakin's fourth and final ability is called Retribution. Anakin's powers intensify whenever he and any nearby allies are attacked, building towards the ultimate punishment of a swift and inescapable grip seizing all enemies around him. Whenever Anakin or his allies take damage, his retribution meter will fill up. Once it's completely full, Anakin will be able to use this ability to choke everyone caught inside the 360-degree circle around him. Just like Heroic Might, Anakin will ignore 90% of any damage inflicted. This ability will inflict 100 damage to heroes over its duration. It's an ideal ability for teamfights, as it can be used for crowd control and cleanup. Once it's full, it will also display the number of enemies in your radius that will be affected. Remember to use that number and time the ability to increase its usefulness. That's going to do it for this video, but I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please drop a like. If you thought this video was bad, go ahead and drop a dislike. If you want to stay up to date and know when I have a new video, go and hit subscribe. If you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll make sure to follow up. Until the next one, may the Force be with you.